Hi, good morning. This is Ian, and today is my last day of being 62. Tomorrow's my 63rd birthday, and I felt the urge today to make a Let's Walk About It video. And the question I'm considering this morning that I'd like to share with you is, how do I know, at the grand old age of 62, nearly 63, how do I know what's right for me? I spent most of my life relying on others to tell me what's right for me, but always feeling like I should know myself. What if there isn't others around that can advise me? What if what's happening is something that's brand new and new for everybody? We live in a world with so much information now and so many different opinions on what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad. And it's essential, I believe, that earlier than your 60s, as human beings, we should now be able to use our experience, our connection to the world, our understanding of the world, our learnings about the world, and our insights to make sure we're sure of what's right for us. So I thought I'd make this Let's Walk About It video and contemplate that while I'm walking. And that's how I like to do things now, is I find that walking mindfully with nature, aligned with my nature, allows me to connect with a part of myself that is sure that I'm right. That doesn't mean that everybody else is wrong. It means that it's right for me. We're all unique. I've known almost all my life now that my fingerprint is different from everybody else's fingerprint. That's why I tried to do the right thing when I was a child, and when others encouraged me to do wrong things that were against the law. That knowledge that my fingerprint was unique and I left it places where things I touched always made sure that I steered clear of doing things that I could be incriminated for. Don't know why that came up. That I would be guilty of doing and could be charged for. So I'd leave my fingerprints behind, basically, and I knew the police could come and find my fingerprints in places, and if it was in somewhere it shouldn't have been, or connected to something it shouldn't have been connected to, then I could be convicted of a crime. I could be breaking the law. So I knew I was unique in that way. And so if my fingerprint is unique, then the way I think, the way I feel, the way I perceive the world, the way I understand things, the insights I get, the experiences I have, they're all unique as well. How I experience a cold is unique, and I've had a cold over the last few days, and how I experience it is not the same as the way others experience it. I see a cold as my body learning how to live with a virus, or learning how to live with an infectious part of the world. I mean, I know now that we coexist as beings on this planet with lots and lots of viruses, lots of other microscopic life forms, most of which live within us. I mean, we have gut bacteria living within us. I think most of our body is made up of bacteria. It's made up of viruses, and we have to coexist with these, and our ancestors have done that for millenniums. And so a few years ago, when a new virus was around and we were being guided by experts and leaders to take a particular course of action to protect ourselves and to protect others from this infection and the dangers associated with this new virus that we knew very little about, lots of us didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. But rather than just listen to another person's information or experience and react to that, I turned my attention inside, which is what I do with my nature connection practice. I used what I call natural mindfulness. And it's interesting that I called it natural mindfulness, because at the time that was an insight, was to call it natural mindfulness. I didn't understand, I didn't know why I'd called it that. What I was doing I knew was natural, it was nature-based. What I was doing I also knew was something that came naturally to me. So using natural before mindfulness was a way that I could describe the state of being that I was experiencing out in nature like this. I could experience it as it was natural, it was easy, and it was a sort of mindfulness. It was a different way, a different mind. And I remember when I was younger, I often used to talk about being in two minds, and maybe you know that expression. Oh, I'm in two minds about this. Certainly, 3 to 4 years ago, when we heard about this deadly virus, I was in two minds. Part of me wanted to follow the expertise. Part of me was frightened that something might happen to me, something might happen to who I cared about. And so I was very nearly following just the advice that seemed to be coming from people who, on the face of it, knew what was happening and had more information than I had. But part of me, another part of me, a more instinctive part, maybe, a more heart-based part, maybe a more intuitive part of me, was saying stop, wait, don't react. This is something that is too unknown, it's too different from the day-to-day normal things where, you can ask for direction. I train guides, and guides are people who can guide you. They can not necessarily advise, they don't necessarily know the answers, but they know the path. They've walked that path. They have a connection to the path. And they're also very aware of their own path. And that part of me, that mind, that natural mind was full. That fullness of the natural mind that I called natural mindfulness, I refer to now as my natural mind. So I have a natural mind, and I have a mind that I know is influenced by the outside world. And I mean by that mainly the human outside world. I love the natural outside world because it's quieter here. I can sense things more easily here. I can experience, I can connect, I can understand out here. I have clarity of thinking. I have balance in my emotions, and my sensory body is activated out here. And so my mind is very quiet. That second mind that's influenced by others, influenced by information that I'm being bombarded with through the news, through my friends, through strangers on social media sometimes. That mind goes very quiet. That mind doesn't know this environment. That mind thrives in the modern world, thrives, but is also addicted to following others. My natural mind is what I call my wise mind. It's the mind I would have if I had never given up my trust in myself to guide me, if I hadn't become addicted to the guidance of others. You might resonate with this. You might also be in two minds about things. So when I'm in two minds about things, I consider what my modern mind is telling me, what my adapted mind is telling me, and sometimes I adopt that thought and I consider that, and sometimes I act on that because it makes sense to act on that. But when it feels like it's not making sense, and I can't always explain why it doesn't make sense, it's just a feeling, it's just a sense that this isn't right for me, and that's the feeling I had back in 2020, 21. And so, having listened to my natural mind, I made a decision not to have any treatment, not to have any measure, and not to go and take the path that others were taking. And it's interesting that now friends of mine who took that path, who followed that direction, that guidance, and now say to me, how did you know it wasn't right for you? Because I don't think it was right for me either. And how I know is I have an awareness of these two minds, my natural mind and the manufactured could be a word, the manipulated could be the right word, but it's a man-made, it's a human-made, it's a mind that is built up based on the expectations and the desires of others, other people, that if I'm not aware, if I'm not mindful of, I can think is my own mind. It's interesting when people say, I think I'm losing my mind. I used to think that was a terrible thing, but having gone through something similar myself in my life where I thought I was losing my mind, when I, probably some would say, lost my mind, I found my natural mind, because the mind I'd lost was the manufactured one. It was the manipulated one. It was the mind that I'd mistaken for my natural mind. It was the mind that somebody had told me was my mind. Make your mind up was something my late mum used to say to me. Make your mind up, Ian. And that was just so wise, actually, because my mum realised that we make our mind up in many ways. We make our mind up, and others are helping us make our mind up. And actually, there is a mind, I believe, there is a natural mind, just like there is a natural heart, just like there is natural senses, and just like there is a natural ability to tap into insight, there's also a natural mind that when we learn to notice it and when we allow it to develop and grow, it can become the most powerful guide we have, particularly as we move into uncertain times and as we move into periods in our life, like I am, when we're aging and we're getting closer to the winter of our lives. And I just felt I wanted to share that with you this morning. Lola's wondering what's going on, because usually it's been a while since I've made these videos, and she usually has more of my attention than she's had this morning. So gosh, that's nearly a 15-minute video. I hope those of you that stuck with it, thank you for sticking with this. I hope you've gleaned something from it and you've got some benefit from it. Please contact me if you have some thoughts, some insights, some questions about what I've shared. And also, if you don't know, I have an online Nature Connection World community, my own social media platform where it's just nature connection, and it's just people that want to share their passion for creating a more nature conscious world. You're invited to come and join. It's free to join, and I'll leave details connected to this video for you. And also, if you like this video, you might like some of my other Let's Walk About It videos that are here on YouTube as well. So I'll leave a link so you can subscribe to this channel as well. So enjoy your day today, and I look forward to hearing from you if you have anything to add to what I've shared, or you have any questions about what I've shared. And I hope to see you sometime soon, maybe on a walk here in the Cotswolds, or certainly in Nature Connection World sometime. Take care. Bye-bye.